Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fragrance review. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and today I have the honor and the pleasure of reviewing a fragrance that was highly requested on my channel, and it is the iconic 1988 release, Dior Fahrenheit, so stay tuned. Now this was a dual composition between perfumers Marc Roger and Jean-Louis Suzac, and this was released in the year in which I was born, 1988. It is classified as a woody floral musk, and with this fragrance in particular, it is a very sort of avant-garde fragrance because a lot of people equate it to the smell of burning asphalt or burning rubber or leather, or you've heard the comparisons. So let's go ahead and start it off by taking a closer look at the presentation. So this is what my box looks like. You have the name of the fragrance and the name of the company. The concentration is eau de toilette. On the very bottom, you have the serial number punched into the box in the upper right-hand corner. So that's where you may locate it if you're wary that you may have gotten a counterfeit. Now here's the iconic bottle. You have the fade from this sort of red orangey color up to black, and Fahrenheit written at the top, sticker at the bottom. The cap does click into place, and here we have the old Christian Dior logo, and the atomizer on this one works really well. You can also control how much you want to spray, and that was the presentation for Fahrenheit by Dior. Now, before I start talking about the smell, I do want to mention that this bottle was sent to me by Forever Luxe, and I have a coupon code for you. It's Steven20, free shipping, no minimum, and I'm going to leave all of the information down below. Now, with this fragrance in particular, it starts off with this sort of leathery note, leathery accord, and I wouldn't be able to tell you which formulation I have because there are so many out there now. But with this one in particular, it has this sort of leathery nuance compounded with this note of violet. And for those of you who have smelled violet before, it can go in a few different ways. If it's compounded with iris, it could smell like lipstick. If it's compounded with citrus notes like L'Homme Libre, it can smell very sort of watery and transparent. In this fragrance, it has a lot of personality. It's dark, it's deep, it's brooding. It has so much depth and dimension. And this is one of the things that really made Dior's Fahrenheit a fragrance to sort of look up to back in 1988. It wasn't following the trends, and it stood out among its counterparts and among other competitors in the scene at the time. Now, you're also going to have some other woodsy nuances in the base, and when you look it up online, there's a super comprehensive note breakdown. But what you need to know taking away from this is that the dominant notes are leather and violet. So that's why it's classified as a woody floral musk, is because of that note of violet, which doesn't make it floral by any means. This is an uberly masculine fragrance, and for that reason, I love wearing it. This is perhaps what I would expect a car mechanic to smell like. This is perhaps what I would expect a biker with a leather jacket to smell like. It's bold without being aggressive. It's dominant without being domineering. It's a great scent, and if you haven't smelled it, what are you waiting for? It's a wonderful scent, and it's one that I'm happy to finally have in my collection after many requests. And of course, I've smelled this for the past decade plus, but it's nice to finally have a bottle in my collection for reference. Let's go ahead and finish things off by taking a look at my rating. First up, I took a look at the uniqueness in the overall smell, and this is an incredibly unique fragrance. Now, we are seeing an influx of fragrances that contain a leather note or a leather accord, but this one is really one of the first ones to have done it in such a way, and it spawned off many sort of copycats and alternatives, but this is a classic, tried and true. Next up, longevity. On this one, I hear with the more recent formulations, as is the case with many other fragrances like Angel Men, I'll link that review down below too, the more formulations that are sort of, inflicted upon it, the less and less time it's going to last on your skin. This one, I did wear it for about a week, and I got about 4 to 6 hours longevity, and it is an eau de toilette concentration, so of course that falls within the average range, but I guess people are expecting it to last 10 plus hours like it did when it first came out, and I would love that too. This composition, on the other hand, is a little bit more on the daring side, so this is a fragrance where you don't want to necessarily over apply, you don't want it to be cloying, you don't want it to choke anybody out. As far far as projection goes, it projects really well for the first hour and a half to 2 hours. It becomes a skin scent right up until the 5-hour mark. And then after the 6-hour mark, you really just have to dig your nose into your skin, which is why I said it only lasts for about 6 hours. Versatility on this one, I was going to say might be compromised because of the compositional nature, but this is a scent that has garnered a lot of compliments. A lot of the older women, it seems, whenever they smell it, it brings them back to a time when maybe, their boyfriends in high school were wearing it. So it does do particularly well among the older women, but who am I to say that? I've never really gotten the attention of an older woman saying it, so it could just be theory. But nonetheless, this fragrance is versatile. It is leaning a little bit more on the masculine side. I would wear this one in the fall and winter because of the compositional nature. And if it's a cold day in the spring, you could probably pull it off in the spring as well. Presentation on this one is great. You know, you have the iconic bottle, the fade, the cap that clicks into place. Everything is fine. If I were to give this fragrance an overall score, and this is not considering or taking into effect any one particular formulation, but the scent and what it's been able to do over the past 29 years, I'm going to say this is going to be a 5 out of 5. So if you have any experience with Dior's Fahrenheit, I'm sure you know why I give it such a high score. I'm sure you know why I praise it. I personally love the smell. It's super addictive and it is unique. It's super unique and it does get a lot of compliments. It's not one that you have to sort of be on the fence about in regards to whether or not you should wear it in public, because it does do so well. At this point, because it's 29 years old, like I am, you kind of face the criticism of, wearing a fragrance that is sort of dated, but it's not dated. It still smells contemporary. Now we're seeing a lot of fragrances come out with their own interpretation of leather. So that's why I call this one a tried and true. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was my review on Dior's Fahrenheit. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I had a lot of fun shooting it. Please don't forget to subscribe for future videos. And if you've tried this fragrance, leave a comment down below. And if you want to purchase it, I'm going to leave that information down below as well. Remember, I got mine from Forever Luxe. Forever Luxe is a great company, super fast shipping. And use the code Steven20 to get 20% off your entire order, no minimum, and free shipping again. So remember, I smell well so you can smell good, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.